What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Jaime Dee Show. Woo! Live on KSHP out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and live on WRMN out of Elgin in the Chicagoland area. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's an absolute pleasure to have you all listening in right now on the radio waves. If you're in your car right now, thank you so much for not turning that radio dial. And for those who are tuned into the YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at the Jaime Dee Show, spelled TheJaimedEeshow, I truly appreciate you for your support, especially today. Shout out to Kara out of Arizona. Shout out to Robin B out of Dallas, Texas. Shout out to Tracy, the Way Up CEO out of Dallas, Texas. Shout out to Naturally Radiant out of Chicago, Illinois. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Hey, I got some news for you guys at the end of the show. So I want you guys to stick around for that news because it's going to be juicy. It's going to be juicy. I'm laughing, but it's going to be juicy. All right, let's get into the show rundown. The show rundown for today is daily news, and the social topic is starting over. Yes, I saw something on Instagram a few days ago, and it had me thinking about starting over and what does that look like? And why would you have to start over? And when do you start over? And all these other questions. And so it became today's social topic. And because of today's news, it's actually a perfect social topic for today. So stick around to see what I'm talking about. All right. In the news for today, the Neighborhood Talk stated that an Ireland woman has lost more than $800,000 in an injury lawsuit after photos surfaced of her partaking in a Christmas tree tossing contest. 36-year-old Camilla Grabska sued RSA Insurance after a 2017 car crash allegedly caused her debilitating neck and back pain. Yes, she sued these people. She claims the pain prevented her from holding down a job for 5 years. She was eventually rewarded disability payments and argued that her previous and future lost income totaled more than $500,000. However, according to the New York Post, those payments recently came to a screeching halt after she was caught tossing a Christmas tree. A local newspaper stumbled upon the photo from 2018, which means it was taken a year after the incident. Yes, she was out here tossing trees and allowing herself to be photographed, even though she had a lawsuit. Talk about insane. Per the report, quote, the competition involves people throwing roughly 5-foot spruce trees as far as they're able to, end quote. Quote, it's a very large natural Christmas tree and is being thrown by her in a very agile movement. I'm afraid I cannot but conclude the claims were entirely exaggerated. On that basis, I propose to dismiss the claim, end quote, the judge said, according to the Irish Independent. So what the heck is a Christmas tree throwing competition anyways? Like, I've never heard of that. And like the Neighborhood Talk said, she just fumbled the bag, because why would she be out here doing these things knowing that these people are going to be watching? And social media tells it all. So actually, I want to show you a picture of what it looked like. And I want you guys to tell me in the comments what you think. So the headline says, "Caught woman loses $800,000 in a disability case after photos emerge of her winning tree tossing competition." And as you can see right there, that is her in a yellow jacket tossing that tree hard AF. Like, it doesn't look like she has neck and back pain to me, but hey, little do I know. But the judge knew enough, and her case was dismissed. And this is why I tell people, stop putting stuff on social media. Stop doing stuff you know you can get caught for, and stop lying. Stop lying. I know we all want money. I know we all want money. I know it's hard out here, but if you're going to lie about it, do better. All right. Dr. Phil says COVID lockdowns were pointless for children, and the damage they cause are way worse than COVID itself. He stated, quote, when they shut it down, they stopped the mandated reporters from being able to see children that were being sexually abused, end quote. Let's take a listen to a snippet that was taken from his interview on The View and discuss if we agree or disagree. Here is the video. Take a look.
So you say you're not the only voice in your kids' ears, so you have to be the best voice. Yeah. Explain that.
Well, think about it. In like 08, 09, smartphones came on. and kids they stopped living their lives and started watching people live their lives. And so we saw the biggest spike and the highest levels of depression, anxiety, loneliness, and suicidality since records have ever been kept. And it's just continued on and on and on. And then COVID hits 10 years later, and the same agencies that knew that are the agencies that shut down the schools for 2 years. Who does that? Who takes away the support system for these children? Who takes them away and shuts it down? And by the way, when they shut it down, they stopped the mandated reporters from being able to see children that were being abused and sexually molested, and in fact sent them home and abandoned them to their abusers with no way to watch, and referrals dropped 50 to 60%. So
there was also a pandemic going on, and they were trying to save
kids' lives. Remember, we know a lot of folks who died during this, so it wasn't, people weren't laying around eating bond, but, well, you know what, we're lucky. Maybe we're lucky they didn't, because we kept them out of the places that they could be sick, because no one wanted to believe we had an issue.
Are you saying no school children died of COVID?
I'm saying it was the safest group. They were the less vulnerable group, and they suffered and will suffer more from the mismanagement of COVID than they will from the exposure to COVID. And that's not an opinion, that's a fact.
Well, Phil, we don't even have time to talk it out now, man. But thanks for coming. The new book is called We've Got Issues, and it is out tomorrow.
So he said a lot, and the main point that I'm going to agree with is that COVID was obviously mismanaged. We all know that. We all hopefully agree with that at this point, because a lot of things could have been done better, and there were a lot of vulnerable communities that were put on the wayside because of COVID. And I understand that. How do you want people to deal with an outbreak of something like COVID and also deal with regular life? I get that. People were afraid for their lives. I completely understand that. However, COVID was not going to be the end of the world, and we know that to be true. It was not going to be the end of the world. It was going to affect the world for years to come. However, we have to understand how we're going to continue to deal with these situations, because COVID and the outbreak that happened and the shutdowns that happened and that entire situation itself will not be the first and last situation. These situations have happened prior in the past. And that's why I tell people all the time, history is very important. Removing things from history books, not teaching certain things in schools, and not educating yourself by going simply to Google to know what happened in the past is very bad. We need to continue to educate ourselves. We need to push for proper teaching and relevant teaching in our schools, and we need to stop removing things from our history books, because people out there believe that this COVID-19 situation was the first ever occurrence that this has ever happened. And that's not true. Stuff like this dates back years and years and years ago. And while I took COVID very serious, I was a news reporter during that time, and I understand that it was a very hard situation for many, even myself. I also understood that it wasn't going to be the first and last, and that we need to work together, not only just as a government, but as a society, to be able to move our society forward, because it's going to happen again. And we have to know how to deal with it together if we're going to get through it together, because those same people that Dr. Phil were talking about are the same people that after the pandemic was over, quote unquote, would still need help. So how can we help everybody and keep society alive while going through these pandemics? Because it won't be the first and the last. It just won't. Some of you guys agree or disagree. All right, guys, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, I'll read your comments. Actually, wait, before we go, Tracy Webb CL says, I agree with Dr. Phil. I was producing a talk show during the pandemic, and COVID was a main talking point. An education expert interviewed and expressed a similar concern for abused children. I agree. And as always, if you comment live, I will acknowledge your comments live on air. Don't go anywhere. This is the Jaime Dee Show. We're going to have some more daily news. And like I said, when we come back later in the show, we are going to have some breaking news for you guys. So I don't want you guys to go anywhere. This is the Jaime Dee Show live on KSHP out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and live on WRMN out of Elgin in the Chicagoland area. I will be right back.
Getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine. So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Check out our newest store in town, A1 Dollar Store. We have the largest selection from kitchenware, utensils, accessories, bedding, cleaning supplies, hardware, decorations, and over hundreds of brands for you to shop for. Our address is 3455 South Durango Drive, Unit 101, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89117, across the Desert Breeze Park. Give us a call at 702-268-8105 and stop by today to get more value for your buck.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Jaime Dee Show. Woo! Live on KSBC out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and live on WRN out of Oakland and Chicago land area. Hey, thank you all so much for those who are tuning in right now in their cars. I truly appreciate you for not turning your radio dial. And for those who are tuning in on the YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at the Jaime Dee Show, thank you, thank you, thank you. Shout out to Tracy the Way Up CEO out of Dallas, Texas. Shout out to Carrie out of Phoenix. Shout out to Kenyatta Burton out of Los Angeles, California. Shout out to National Radio out of Dallas, Texas. Shout out to Philip out of Los Angeles, California. Shout out to Robin out of Dallas, Texas. We got so many people coming in and commenting live in the chat right now. I truly, truly appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. We're going over some more daily news right now. And then later on in the show, we're going to get into the social topic and the news that I have for you from me. All right, so let's get back into some more daily news. We left off talking about COVID. We also talked about the lady who was in a tree throwing contest and lost $800,000 in a lawsuit. All right, the Shade Room posted that soccer player Quincy Promes was arrested in Dubai on Friday after committing an alleged offense. His arrest comes 2 weeks after a Netherlands court sentenced him to 6 years for smuggling more than a ton of cocaine. Promes was believed to be detained at the airport while his current team, Spartak Moscow, was flying out after training camp. According to Yahoo Sports, prosecutors confirmed that his recent arrest was for the alleged offense and not an extradition requested by Dutch prosecutors. A spokesman for the public prosecutor's office said, quote, "We have verified the media reports about Promes' arrest. We understand from our contact person that Promes was arrested for a local offense and not for the Dutch case. We will not comment at this time on whether we will request his extradition or not," end quote. Promes, who was recently spotted with rapper/reality star Dream Doll, was accused of smuggling a total of 1,363 kilograms of cocaine from Brazil in 2022 into the Netherlands. In another case, he was sentenced to 18 months in prison in order to pay reimbursement after reportedly stabbing his cousin over a stolen chain. Okay, I'm be very, very, very honest about this. When I see situations like this, I always wonder, you get paid so much. Why? Why? What are you doing that you need that much more money that you decide to resort to selling drugs, being in a gang, involving yourself in gang activity, doing stupid stuff? Do you know how many people would die to be in your position? And you out here holding up somebody's spot and doing dumb stuff in it? I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Hey, shout out to Dazzling Des all the way from DC and Baltimore. Welcome in. But yes, crazy. Crazy. I don't get it. I don't get it. If I had that much money in my pocket, man, you wouldn't hear nothing from me. You wouldn't hear nothing from me. And on top of that, there are so many people out here who are investing in things, starting businesses, and doing things that I hope are morally sound, and they're gaining more sources of income in their sleep. So why resort to cocaine? Why resort to drugs and prostitution and gang activity and more things that are going to get you in trouble? I just never got it. I never got it. The Neighborhood Talk wrote that some parents in Scotland called the police after they were left feeling bamboozled over what was supposed to be a Willy Wonka experience. The parents spent hundreds of dollars to take their children and were promised extraordinary props, oversized lollipops, and a paradise of sweet treats, all promoted with dreamlike candy-colored images. However, when parents arrived, they quickly realized that they had been hoodwinked. The setup was a sparsely decorated warehouse. It featured a bouncy house that looked like it was borrowed from a kid's party of 5. There were no large lollipops. Instead, there were printouts of lollipops that were thumbtacked to the wall. One of the actors involved told NBC News that he felt sad participating because he knew so many kids were coming. The only candy the kids received were a few jelly beans and a cup of lemonade. For the sake of my children, we're trying to be happy and smiling so that they wouldn't pick up on the disappointment and just try to make the best of a bad situation, said Alana Lockins. Local police confirmed to NBC News that they were called to the scene after attendees who felt conned began demanding refunds. Many of them compared the scene to the Fire Festival. It is believed the organizers used AI to generate its promotional images and character scripts, but the company hasn't addressed any of the allegations. Take a look at what these people had to go through. Talk about insane.
It's actually nothing. Oh my God.
My heart sank. It wasn't even like fear. It was just, I just felt sad because I was aware of how many kids were going to be coming through, and like just looking around the place and just being like, this is terrible. Like, you know, we were told to hand the kids like a couple of jelly beans and a quarter cup of lemonade at the end. I went up to the people running it as well and had asked about, like, I was like, what do you want me to do with this script? Because none of the things, like the special effects and things like that, none of that's there. What do you want me to do? And I was just told, do whatever.
They were just told to do it. When I say this is sad, and I can't believe in 2024, this is happening, and they were charging people real money to go to this. Let me show you a video of a scene that happened at this experience.
What is that? It's the end dog.
Please. Please. If I would have paid money for this, and if I would have had kids or even just went by myself, I would have been pissed. Now, y'all know I don't condone violence. But we'd have to ruffle some feathers if they want to given me my refund. Now, let me show y'all some pictures of the actual experience itself. Exhibit 1. Please. Why does this look like a high school homecoming? Please. Exhibit 2. Why is the chocolate bar leaning like that? Please. Exhibit 3. No, they did not. Not only did they just pin this to the wall, they didn't even try to cover the entire wall. Not the ghetto step and repeat. Please. Exhibit 4. Ooh. The community hall lunch table. And look at that bounce house in the back. Can it even fit more than 3 kids? Oh no. Exhibit 5. What is this? Like literally, what is this? I don't even know what to say. And Exhibit 6. The Oompa Loompa. Please. I can't. This says it was listed on Indeed. I don't normally get my acting jobs through Indeed, but I just thought, all right. To be honest, I was a wee bit skeptical because it was not through an agency. They were offering $500 for 2 days of work, so I decided to go. Oompa Loompa actress to Vulture on how she found Wonka factory job. Oh, please. I understand that the actors probably felt uncomfortable walking out. And as an actor myself, I understand the show must go on. And you got to make it work. How you got to make it work. I get it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You got to make it work. But this is a bunch of BS. Absolutely not. I can't believe they did this. They need to be sued and they need to be met in the alley and beat up. I'm sorry. They just have to. I'd have been pissed. According to Spiritual Word, Americans are currently investing more in food than they have in 3 decades. And Kellogg CEO Gary Pilnick proposes a solution: have cereal for dinner. During a recent TV interview, Pilnick's suggestion sparked a heated debate online. Pilnick argued in favor of quite affordable cereal during an appearance on CNBC's Squawk on the Street. He mentioned that the cereal category is popular because of both cereal with milk and fruits cost less than $1. So it's understandable why a consumer under pressure might consider that to be a good option. Take a listen to this report.
The cereal category has always been quite affordable, and it tends to be a great destination when consumers are under pressure. So some of the things that we're doing is first messaging. We got to reach the consumer where they are. So we're advertising about cereal for dinner. If you think about the cost of cereal for a family versus what they might otherwise do, that's going to be much more affordable. The other places that we like to go is we talk about making sure we have the right pack at the right price in the right place. So having a different size pack that'll have a different price point, that'll take some pressure off the consumer while they're shopping. So those are some of the things that we're doing. But in general, the cereal category is a place that a lot of folks might come to because the price of a bowl of cereal with milk and with fruit is less than $1. So you can imagine why a consumer under pressure might find that to be a good place to go.
Right. I'm all for innovation and marketing, but the idea of having cereal for dinner, is there the potential for that to land the wrong way?
We don't think so. In fact, it's landing really well right now, Carl. When we look at all of our data, of course, we would know that breakfast cereal is the #1 choice for in-home consumption. We understand that for breakfast. It turns out that over 25% of our consumption is outside the breakfast occasion. A lot of it's at dinner, and that occasion continues to grow, as well as the snacking occasion. But cereal for dinner is something that is probably more on trend now, and we would expect to continue as that consumer is under pressure.
Shaking my head. There's so much I want to say about this. First of all, of course people are eating cereal for dinner because we don't got money. And inflation is taking a lot of us out. We're not eating cereal for dinner because we want to, because it's so great. It's because we're broke. We're broke. And then you have the audacity to say with your riches that a cost of cereal with milk and fruit is less than $1, sir. I don't even care if you're talking about the bowl itself. The little bit of cereal you put in the bowl with a little bit of milk and some fruit on the side is still not $1 and less than $1. And if it is, shame on you, because I just did a quick Google search. At Walmart, Kellogg's, because this is the brand we're talking about, Frosted Flakes is $4.13 at Walmart. It sure is. And milk at Walmart, great value, 2% reduced fat milk, $3.13. So who is spending less than $1? Even if you got food stamps, you're not spending less than $1. So who are you lying to? And again, we're not eating cereal because it's so great in our tummy. A lot of us are lactose intolerant. Shoot, I used to eat cereal so much growing up, but now I can't because I'd be in the bathroom dying. So no, keep the BS over there and give us some more money and bring down inflation so we can start eating the things we want to eat. We want to eat steak, shrimp, and lobster for dinner. All right, y'all, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to have a social topic about starting over. I don't want you guys to go anywhere because this is going to be juicy. And I have an announcement for you guys at the end of the show. Again, shout out to Dazzling Des. I said my source. Oh, also shout out to Naturally Radiant because, we got the members of Zeta, Phi Beta, Sorority Incorporated in the chat. Shout out to Kara. Shout out to Tracy the Way Up CEO. Shout out to Philip. Shout out to Kenyatta. Shout out to Robin. Shout out to everybody. And shout out to everybody listening in their cars right now. I truly, truly appreciate y'all. All right, guys, I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Stick around. gonna get juicy. And I'm telling it all. Oh, yeah. Stay there. I'll be right back.
Get your fair face on at the Clark County Fair and Rodeo. Carnival rides, games, a livestock show, creative arts and horticulture, a small animal exhibit, delicious food vendors, nightly rodeo, and live entertainment. Join the fun April 10th through the 14th, Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., 1301 West Whipple Avenue in Logandale, Nevada, about an hour from Las Vegas. For more information, call 888-876-FAIR or visit ccfair.com.
The word is out. Nissans cost less on Route 19, but that's not all. Parts, service, and body shop, they all cost less at McGrath Nissan. Used cars too. The reason why is how hard we try. Right now, get 0% APR financing on select new Nissan models at McGrath Nissan because
Nissans cost less on Route 19.
Come to Elgin.
See what we mean.
In the mood for a new place for your breakfast, lunch, or dinner? Try Sweet Basil Cafe near the Algonquin Commons at 2561 County Line Road in Algonquin. Sweet Basil is family owned with food made using only the best ingredients. Large portions are served. Try the California stuffed French toast. And for lunch, there's a wide variety of burgers and sandwiches. At dinner, enjoy the pork tenderloin or meatloaf sundae. There's custom catering, a private room, and coffee bar with smoothies and coffee flights. Visit sweetbasilcafes.com. In the mood for
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Jaime Dee Show. Live on KSHQ out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and live on WRMN out of Elgin in the Chicagoland area. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's an absolute pleasure to have you guys listening in. If you're just now tuning in, we went over some daily news, and now we're on to the social topic of the day, which is starting over. Now, before I get into that, again, shout out to everybody who's listening in right now in the cars, and shout out to those who are listening right now on the YouTube. I want to mention this. Dazzling Death said, speaking about the whole Kellogg's report we're just talking about, she said, I want to talk to the PR team. Who told him this would land? Seriously. As pertaining to the Willy Wonka thing, Naturally Radiant said, it would have been the Wizard of Oz when I finished coming through like a tornado. And I know that's right. Trace the Way Up CEO says, or how about strive to increase wages or lower the cost of living so people can eat fully nutritious meals per the full pyramid for dinner, period. I love the fact that you guys are actually commenting live in the chat, that you guys are staying involved, and that you guys are also talking to each other. It means so much to me to have your support. Now let's get into the social topic of the day, which is starting over. Man. I'm going to have a moment of vulnerability and truth with you all. And that's why I'm laughing, because it's going to make me so uncomfortable. I know my personality. I know my radio personality. And I know that this is my job. But, ooh. Okay. I'm going to be very honest with y'all. I am not where I thought I would be at all by 29. My birthday is June 1st, and that is exactly 3 months from now. And it is freaking me the hell out. I've done so much in my life up to this point, and I truly feel like it has gotten me nowhere. For those who are new to me and my live radio show, just to give you a little background about myself, I've been in the entertainment/media industry for almost 10 years now. I started in 2014 when I had just transferred to Florida International University in Miami, Florida, and I met a cool guy who got me into the industry, helped me start off as an extra, and from there I was able to move up. And so I've been working in the industry since 2014. And now I have 3 TV shows as the main character on TV One, Oxygen in the ID channel, a movie on Netflix that I helped choreograph and co-starred in, several primetime commercials, and I've had 4 billboards around the world with my face on it for the Ford Car Company, the Citizen M Hotel, Floor & Decor, and Mr. Reuter Plumbing. Additionally, I was a news reporter for Capital News Service TV and an on-air talent/board op for WMUC 88.1 and 99.5 The Wolf KPLX FM, and a live interactive mobile app game show host for Live Play Bingo. Currently as the live morning radio personality for KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM, and live afternoon radio personality for WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM. I've already conducted video / on-air interviews, moderated live / virtual event panel discussions, worked on custom content campaigns, and hosted live / virtual events. On top of that, I've worked with and interviewed huge stars like Oprah, Tyler Perry, Nick Cannon, Candy from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Mel Gibson, Jess Hilarious, Jason Lee, Natalie Nunn, Spice, Big Tigger, DJ Envy, Claudia Jordan, Michael Blackson, Bow Wow, T.S. Madison, Mona Scott Young, Linnell, and more. I really thought I was doing and did the damn thing, because how many people can really say they've done as much as I have by 29? And that is not to bash anyone, but I big up myself for accomplishing so much. But the sad reality is the industry I'm in and the people I'm around / compete against for jobs made me feel like I've done nothing. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I'm being vulnerable as can be today and telling the truth, because people have asked for it, people wanted to know my truth, and people wanted to talk. Now, Naturally Radiant says, don't forget Waka Flocka and Cardi B. And yes, I have been around them. I have hung around them. I have done things with them. I've made content, I've partied with them. I've talked to them personally. I've called them friend. They've called me friend. We've taken shots together. But the only reason I didn't mention Waka Flocka and Cardi B is because one thing I will never do, and if I ever did it, I apologize, because we do our best to hype ourselves up to get the job and be seen as credible. But I'm not gonna say that I work with Cardi B or Waka Flocka, because that's not true. And I never want somebody to hold me accountable. I hold myself accountable, so y'all don't have to. And I just got to tell the truth. I've been around Cardi B several times, talked to her several times. If you haven't seen, we have a video on Facebook and Instagram that has over 4.1 million views. And I've had several viral content, but the only reason I didn't mention Cardi B and Waka Flocka is because I've never actually worked with them. I've only hung out with them. And like I said, to be honest, even with that resume and the things I've done and the celebrities I've been around and the red carpets I've been on the BET Awards and worked with MTV and worked at the iHeart Summer Radio Pool Festival and hosted a live TV show with Nick Cannon. Funny enough, people probably don't even know that. At 19 or 20 years old, I was on MTV hosting a live summer pool party alongside Nick Cannon at 19. At 19. And again, like I said, how many people can say they've done what I've done by the age of 29? And it's not to bash anybody, but I have to support myself. I have to big up myself. I have to tell myself I'm worth it and that I'm doing great things, because I know I am. However, I'm gonna be honest, again, this industry and the people all make it seem like my experiences and my skills are invalid and not worthy of major recognition. Now, you may be thinking, Jaime Dee, dude, what in the world are you even talking about? I'm telling y'all, it's true. And again, I'm being vulnerable with y'all so y'all can know how I feel. I've been doing this for so long and trying so hard. I have a bachelor's in communication arts from FIU in Miami and a master's in broadcast journalism from the University of Maryland, College Park. I'm not somebody who just got into this and got lucky. I've been working. And you all have no clue how many behind the scene conversations I've had with the quote unquote big dogs. And they have all either hyped me up just to do it with no true intention of helping me, pursuing me, or connecting with me, or played in my face. And the funny thing is, there are multiple people that have been around me that could say this is true. And there are multiple people that I've brought with me into certain spaces that I'm like, that person's fake. They're about to lie, or they're going to hype you up and big you up, and you're going to take it. It's going to make you feel all great. You're never going to hear from them again. And those people thought I was lying until it happened to them, or until they saw it happen to me. And I'm going to give y'all some examples. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. For example, I've been told several times, oh, you are so good at what you do. You're legit a master at this media stuff. It's crazy how you have no big studio experience, but you're just as good or even better than the people who've been doing this before you. We should definitely connect. I would love to help you out and connect with you. And then when I reach out to these people and even continue to reach out to them after the first initial reach out, I never hear back from them. Y'all want to know what's even crazier? Most of those people came up to me, or we would be in a random conversation and they would say those things out of their mouth. I never made these people say these things or promise these things or tell me to do these things. And if I ever did, I would take it to the chin if I didn't hear from them because I pulled that out of them. But that is literally never the case. And you can ask anybody who's been around me. For example, Trace the Way Up CEO says, as someone who has worked with you for years, I know your work ethic and dedication firsthand. And she's somebody who can attest to the fact that I'm not lying about any of this. It's just crazy. On top of that, I have had legit hiring managers tell me they were going to hire me for huge radio and TV jobs and never did. I even had someone from a different company email me saying how I was the perfect candidate for a position I applied for and wanted to hire me, but needed to just go through the interview process. I still have this email to this day. So she interviewed me and everything seemed to go well. But at the end of the interview, she told me that she had talked to my current manager before the interview, who, by the way, was telling me that I was training to get a full-time radio position. But I know for a fact they had no plans of giving me a promotion like he said he would. He was just doing that to keep me in that space and trying not to be seen as something. You know what I'm saying? And so she said she felt it'd be smarter for me to stay with that manager to gain more experience in that field. Why would you email me telling me that you think that I'm perfect for this job? My experience is top notch. You know I'm working with such and such, and you know I'm at this place, and then have an interview with me and tell me that I should stay with this person. But you said in the email. And you said in the email I was perfect for the role. So you can't tell me that my current manager at the time didn't block me from getting hired because he personally just didn't want me to move on. Because you just told me you called him. So what changed? What happened when you called him? Let's call a spade a spade. He wanted me to stay at the lowest level in the company and showed me that. And when I confronted him about the situation, he lied to my face and said he gave me rave reviews and told the hiring manager to hire me. Like, it's insane, y'all. If you gave me rave reviews and told that hiring manager to hire me, why did she come back and tell me that she called you and it's best I stay with you? That wouldn't have happened if you gave me rave reviews and told me that, hire him. Now I'm going to take a quick break from this story time to read some of y'all comments. Williams family says it's a nice resume. You should feel proud. And I am proud of myself, but I'm also tell you how I feel. Natural Radiant says the point is you were in the room. Trace the Way Up CEO says very nice resume. I agree. Dazzling Death says maybe you aren't really behind love. Trace the Way Up CEO says keep yourself hyped up. Dazzling Death says sometimes folks shout their projections at us. You have to remember you are so amazing. They see your light before you do. Trace the Way Up CEO Holloway also says, I agree, Des. Some people do project their own disappointments and jealousies upon people they see getting what they think they deserve for themselves. True. Snaps. Now back to the story time. I also had another hiring manager for a hip hop station call me after I put an application in. Went through the whole interview process with me, told me he wants to hire me, that I'm a perfect candidate for the role, and that he wants me specifically, but he just doesn't have the budget right now. So as soon as he has the budget, he'll give me a call. Just continue to stay in contact with him. And I believed him. I stayed in contact with this man for an entire year. And he made me do all these side tasks to prove that I was ready, and legitimately sent me a text in January of 2023 saying your time is now. And if anybody knows me, I do not shy away from putting in that work. I'm not lazy. This man told me to create this type of video. I did it. This man told me to go out in the street and do this. I did it. This man told me to text and do this. I did it. I have always been somebody who is who they say they are, and I'm about it. I am. And so, again, he texted me in January 2023 saying, your time is now. Mind you, he called me in November of 2022 and told me that the budget wasn't there yet and had me do all these tasks until January. Then he says, get ready. I'm going to hire you for the gig you've been waiting for and working for, in a text message. And then this man went ghost. I kept in contact with him regardless. Even if I didn't receive a reply from him, I still kept up with him. And one day he told me, yeah, my bad. I still didn't get the okay from the hiring manager. It's not you. It's COVID still, and the budget's still not there. Even though it's Q1 and in January, most radio stations get a new budget. Then after that year was up and I got hired to be a game show host at Live Play Bingo and I had another job in LA, I told this man about it because that meant I would have to move to LA and stay there. So I wanted to give him one final chance to tell me if I needed to stay in the city I was in because I really wanted that job. You know, he told me he'll get back to me. I moved to LA. And this man came back 3 months later after I told him what was going to happen and said, Jamie, I can finally hire you. Not only was I geeked and pissed the hell off at the same time because I spent all that money to move to LA, I was telling myself, you know what? I'm going to have to move back. And you may have to pivot this position and this plan that you had in LA because this is your dream job. So let's go. So let's see what he has to say. You got this. Y'all, I texted this man back, ready to read him telling me I was finally hired for the full-time on-air position he had promised to hire me for. Mind you, the same position he promised to hire me for over a year at that point. This man texted me back and said, I kid you not. I kid you not. I kid you not, y'all. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. This man messaged me back and said, I have a part-time street team position for you. Oh, it's like ripping a Band-Aid off right now because I'm low-key about to cry. And I told y'all I'm being vulnerable. When I tell you I wanted to chuck my phone at the wall and literally end it all, I was so pissed and hurt. The amount of disrespect I felt. How dare you string me along for an entire year and then offer me the starter brand ambassador, aka street team position? I've gained so much experience in the field since I met him, and that year passed. I also already was a street teamer at another station beforehand. So I legit done everything needed to move up and just be hired outright as an honor talent. But instead, he went back on his promise and offered me that crappy position. Now, I'm not saying it's a crap position for anyone to start. It's actually a super fun position, in my opinion. And I would completely tell everybody who wants to get a start in the industry to start there. But as a radio personality, aka honor talent, you still have to do street teamwork, and that's fine. But to hire someone with more than enough proven experience that you also said was amazing, to offer that person a crappy role like that is a huge slap on the face. Now, those examples I gave were shortened versions of the stories and how I have dealt with more BS since, and it really takes a toll on me, I'm gonna be honest, especially since I'm about to turn 30 and I haven't seen what it feels like to truly live in the fruits of my labor. And you can't tell me I'm being ungrateful or a baby because that's how the industry is. And I have done so much and I have kept my head down and dealt with and accepted so much BS and more. But I'm also able to tell my story and feel how I feel. And I would never let someone tell me I'm expressing my truth. Me expressing my truth is not me being humble and me being a baby or me being I can't even think of the word, but you're not gonna be able to tell me that. I am too amazing at what I do to still be where I'm at, and that's a freaking fact. It just sucks that I feel lost at this age. And so we're gonna take a quick break. Actually, you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna skip the break because we're actually running out of time. We're gonna skip the break. And let me just tell y'all how the topic came up. So, as I said, it hurts feeling like I'm not where I am in life. And this topic came up because this girl on Instagram named Allison Weiss shared a video with a similar message and feeling. And I was like, yes, girl, speak on it. I feel you. So let's take a look at the video that has sparked this entire topic of the day. Take a look.
I am 30 years old. I'm unemployed. I am living off the very end of my savings. I switched jobs 3 times in the past 2 years. I got dropped by the last podcast network that I was with. I have no 401k. I have a very small Roth IRA. I have no desire to get married or have kids for the foreseeable future. And the worst part is, with all of this dysfunction, I'm not even famous. I'm not even considered an it girl by New York Magazine. And more often than not, my algorithm makes me feel like I am completely irrelevant. And I guess all that is to say that I am so not where I thought I would be at 30 years old, or where I thought I should be at 30. You know, when my life was a confusing mess at 25, as it is for so many people, I always thought to myself, just make it to 30, make it to adulthood, and you will be fine. You will have it all figured out. And guess what? I'm here, and I wake up most mornings going, bro, what the
Yes, 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 girl. I feel you. I feel you. I've done so much in the industry and I still wake up Like, what the heck am I doing? How am I not there yet? And listen, I have courage. I have strength. I have tenacity. I have drive. And I push myself through those thoughts. But I wouldn't be me, and I wouldn't be a personality or a radio personality if I didn't tell you the truth. This crap still has me like, what the beep? Tell me if I'm alone. Like, I know a lot of y'all feel that way in your industries. I know I'm not the only person feeling this way in my industry. I know this is not just a thought that just comes in the media industry. I know a lot of people who are in other industries who feel this way, who have gotten masters, who have gotten their dream jobs that they thought was their dream job, and everything went to crap. I know I can't be the only one. Let me know if I'm feeling this way. Naturally Radiant says, I'm dealing with this at 40. I'm too amazing to be stuck where I'm at. Girl, I agree. Tracy Webb CEO says, I didn't have to figure it out by 30. That's still so young. You have to give yourself grace. I agree. Natural Radiant says, wow, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Kara says, sorry, Jaime Dee. Tracy says, sorry. And I agree. And like I said, that's just a little bit of the story. I can even tell y'all the real meat. And I swear what you have to say was so freaking good. It was like a keynote speech. Like, girl, tell it. And I really don't care if anyone judges us for feeling this way and speaking our truths. I can understand how it comes off. And it may make people say, shut up, stop being a crybaby and try harder. I get it. But forget you haters. This is our truth. We feel the way we feel because we know we deserve so much better. There's so many untalented people out there getting more than those with talent, and people taking the easy way out versus people like me who are trying their best to take the road less traveled and be respectful and keep our souls in the process. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I've been offered by big wigs in the company to do sexual things for roles. I sure have. And I shouldn't take them. Men and women. Yep. I have been. I'm going to leave it at that. But the point of the story is I told them no. Because I have two younger sisters who look up to me, who I knew one day would ask me questions. And guess what? One of my sisters is. And that same sister who I knew was going to ask me questions way before she even got interested in this industry is now often asked me how you did this, how do you do this, how do you keep going? And do you think I want to sit back and tell my sister, go and open your legs, go and have sex? No! Go do drugs in the back room and fake like you like them people. No! I didn't see myself in those positions, so why would I want to see my sisters in those positions? So not only did I do this for myself, but I did this for the people I knew would come behind me, who would want to know the truth about the industry, who would want to hear how somebody who didn't sell their soul or lie to get there and here and do all these things versus just doing what should have been done in the first place. And that's why I kept my stance on it. I ain't gonna lie, hold myself accountable, so y'all don't have to. Sometimes I'd be like, dang, maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I should have did those things. So yes, we feel lost. Yes, we are pissed. And yes, we are in a state of constantly having to start over to figure out our next plan. And yes, it sucks. Like when I tell you I had to be so vulnerable with you guys to tell you all this, I was like, yep, I am probably going to get so much hate because people are going to look at me as a crybaby. But I don't care anymore because it's okay to feel your feels. I'm going to tell you this. I feel my feels, but I always push forward. I get what I want. I will get what I want. Because listen, at least I cry and whine about it. At least I cry and whine about it and get back up and try again. I have yet to stop. I will get what I want and deserve so much more. And I will get so much more. It has to happen to me and it has to happen to y'all. There's no other choice. Mark my words. I just have to keep telling myself it's okay to start over. It's okay to not have it all figured out. And it's okay to feel stuck. But just know you are not stuck permanently. I want us all to listen to this Instagram video by Coach Val J, where she explains how we are not stuck. And I hope this motivates you all and me to keep going, even when it feels like the odds are against you and you have to start over. So take a listen.
So you're not stuck. You just need a map. A map is a movement action plan. Map is 5 questions you ask yourself. First one, where am I now? Second one, where do I want to be? Third one, what gets me there? Fourth one, what are 3 actionable steps that I can take every single day, even in my right now space, even if I have fear, even if I don't have enough money, even if whatever, what are 3 actionable steps that I can take right here, right now, in my right now self that moves me in the direction of my desires? Over the next 10 days, take the actionable steps, 3 of them, and in 10 days, you've accomplished 30 things. You started here, taking actionable steps. You end up here. You just need a map. So let's do an example. Where am I now? Let's say you're unemployed. Where do I want to be? I want to be employed. What gets me there? A job. What are 3 actionable steps that I can take each day? Actionable steps can I take today? Today I can update my resume. I can make a post on my Facebook to see if anybody's hiring, and I could call a friend to see if their company's hiring. What if every day for 10 days I've taken 3 actionable steps and let the day before birth the next actionable steps? Here's the deal. You'll learn more about you than complaining could ever teach you.
Period. I agree. The only thing I would say is if you need to complain, get it out. Get it out so your mind isn't clogged with those complaints. So your mind isn't steadily telling you you're not worth it. Tell yourself, I feel this way, and now get over it. And that's what I'm doing right now with you guys. I'm going to tell y'all this. We are going to make it. And we're going to come out on top, and we're going to look back at all the trials and tribulations, the crying and the whining, and the feeling of wanting to end it all and say, we did that. It was all worth it. We made it, and we are proud of ourselves. I don't only believe in myself, but I believe in each and every one of you listening into the Jaime Dee Show right now. Sometimes life hits us hard. We have to hit it back harder and keep going. I'm going to tell you guys this. One thing that I've learned is that sometimes doors are blocked for a reason, because God or whoever it is you believe in has another plan for you, a better plan for you, a more successful, stable, and money-driven and given plan for you. You are not alone. You are not done. And as long as you wake up every day and can breathe and have the ability, you can make it. And I'm going to tell y'all this. A lot of times, some people shut doors because they are intimidated by you. You are so powerful and so great at what you do that people think that if you came in, you're going to take their shine. You're going to outrun them. And you're going to make it all about you. And if that's how they feel, keep doing what you're doing, because the right person in the right time will show up for you and me. I promise you that. I promise you that. Please don't give up. And I know I told y'all all that sob story and all that stuff. I'm going to tell you this. I can sob as much as I want, but I'm never going to give up. I'm going to make it. I am, period. And now I have something else to tell you. Unfortunately, this will be my last day on the radio on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM out of Elgin in the Chicagoland area. Saddened, but things happen, and they happen for a reason. And I'm super grateful and happy to have been a part of this team. Amazing people running the studio. Amazing. The people who have helped me while being at the station are freaking great. And I appreciate each and every one of them. The Jaime Dee Show is not ending, but we are going to take a break to figure out some rebranding things and how we can come back bigger and better. So if you enjoyed the show and even me, follow me on Instagram at It's Jaime Dee. That's spelled ITSJAIME. Again, that's ITSJAIMEDEE. At It's Jaime Dee, ITSJAIMEDEE. And keep up with me in my journey. You never know where I will end up next. This isn't a goodbye. This is see you next time. And the next time will be bigger and better than ever. Mark my words. I will be the star I've always planned to be and worked to be. I may not be on the radio now and for a little bit, but I promise y'all, I'm going to come back bigger. I promise you. So we're going to enjoy this break. We're going to figure it all out. And you're going to see this come back. I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for tuning into the Jaime Dee Show. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, today is the last day I'll be on the radio out of Elgin, the Chicagoland area, and also out of Las Vegas, Nevada. I still have partnerships with them, which is why I didn't mention them. But I will not be on the radio with them for a little bit as well. So, yeah, have a great day, y'all. Don't give up on yourself. Keep going. If I'm not a testimony, you're going to be a testimony. If you're not going to be a testimony, I'm going to be a testimony. We're going to do it for each other at one point. I promise you, I believe and love each and every one of you. We got this. The Jaime Dee Show is signing off, but not forever. Love y'all. Bye.